Hi guys, welcome to another video. In this video, we'll be talking about a future CPU which is coming very soon. And let's talk about why this will be the perfect CPU for new build. This in this video right after the intro. So if you guys were looking to build a new PC or a new gaming machine, in the last few months we saw the launch of Zen 4 and the Raptor Lake CPUs, which does offer a lot of gaming performance. But when we look at the AMD side of things, their generation is really expensive to build a new PC because you need to buy a new motherboard. And on top of that, you also need to buy DDR5 memory, which does add up quite a lot. So if you're planning on building a PC with AMD parts, you'll be looking at spending more than $1,000, including CPU, motherboard, and RAM. But if you already have a CPU from Intel with the LJ 1700 socket, or if you already have another Lake CPU and you're looking for an upgrade using Intel, which you can actually do this time around, and you're looking for a CPU upgrade, which will offer you a little bit increase in single thread performance and a lot of in multi-thread performance, I think Raptor Lake is looking pretty good in this generation because both AMD and Intel are competing against each other. We saw that AMD actually dropped the prices of MSRP, so you can find the Ryzen 5 7600X for about $250 US, which is not bad, and you can find the new i5 13600K for about $300 to $320, which we need to remember that it is not a 6-core CPU but a 14-core, I repeat again guys, 14-core CPU, which will perform better than the 7700X Zen 4 CPU. So this time around, Intel have the more cores and AMD has the best IPC clock. So it's very interesting to see how things changed in the last 5 years after the launch of Zen from AMD, which was an architecture from AMD which did provide good price to performance. And this time around, Intel is looking to be that kind of player in this game because Zen 4 is absolutely insane clocks. It can get way over 5 gigahertz and has crazy IPC, and they didn't even launch their 3D V-Cache option yet, which that would be coming out I think in the next quarter. So there are plenty of options in the generation, but in this video we'll be focusing on this specific CPU, which I believe will be the best CPU all around. This is going to be a big CPU for single thread, multi-thread, and it should be a very budget friendly CPU. So if you guys want to know more about that, let's just continue with this video. So this CPU that we're going to talk about today is a tier above this one, which we just saw this article today, which is the benchmarks for the i5 1300 non-K. This is going to be a 6 P cores and 4 E cores, or a total of 10 cores. This is going to be very similar to the 12600K. So pretty interesting. And the price of this, which we saw here, some of the benchmarks that appear, it is very interesting because in multi-thread it seems to do really well. It's going to be 29% faster in multi-thread compared to the 12600K, which is a nice bump, and it's going to cost about $200, which is $100 less than the price MSRP of the 12600K. But this is not the CPU that I'm saying that is going to be the best CPU for new build. That CPU is going to be the 13500. This is going to be the best CPU for two reasons. It is going to cost around $250, and if you guys wait for a sale, you should be able to find the CPU for about $200 to $220. And this CPU is going to have very similar specs to the 13600K, which is 6 P cores and 8 e-cores. So this is going to be a 14 core CPU, which should be more than enough to play the newest games and also be very good at multi-thread performance in the future. So when this CPU will come out? So we are waiting for these CPUs to come around CES 2023, which is going to be at the first week of January. So it's pretty close. We saw the pictures of the CPU, both these i5 CPUs already. So the new i5 13500 is going to be 55% faster than the i5 12500, which is a lot. I do think that this CPU would be the best CPU for new build if you are trying to build a new budget friendly PC. So if you buy this CPU for about $250 and you already have RAM and a motherboard, this is going to be a massive update. And even if you're trying to build a new machine with these specs, I think if you spend about $500 to $600, you should be able to get CPU, RAM, and a motherboard. I'm just gonna say it here, guys. I think that Intel does actually have a good strategy this time around, giving option for many cores. So because of the E-cores actually provide a huge increase in multi-thread performance, I think that Intel did actually have a good strategy this time around. And let's see how this CPU will perform in gaming. So I don't think that's going to be too far from the 13600K, because single thread performance does not seem to vary very much on the CPUs, much more so the multi-threading performance in this generation. So this is going to be a very interesting CPU, especially if the price is very good. So if this CPU does come around $200 to $220, this is going to be the best option of a CPU to build a new PC. But let me know down in comment, guys, if you guys are also looking for a new CPU and what kind of features, performance for you guys to buy it. So let me know that down in comments. If you guys like this video, don't forget to hit like button, subscribe, and see you guys in the next one.